Hi everyone, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Linda. Welcome to my channel. I have for you today a daily dose reading. This is a collective reading and it's also a timeless reading. So whenever you find this reading, if you find some relevant and pertinent information, then this reading is for you. So I've pre-shuffled various decks that I use, and I'll name the placements as I turn the cards over. So this card is where you are now. This card represents what challenges you face. This card represents what resources you can use. From the Spolia deck, we have the hidden forces. From the Voyager deck, we have the potential outcome. And I'm going to choose a rune here as well that will describe what is the spiritual lesson here. We have Hagalaz. Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so this is a very beautiful energy. Actually, it feels very opening. It feels very opportunistic, I'm hearing. Six of Wands here is representing that your current energy, and it's describing a sensation of feeling successful, of feeling confident, of feeling having accomplished something and receiving a sensation of being rewarded for that, whether it's just by the energy itself of the accomplishment, that being itself the reward, or whether it's having been acknowledged and appreciated and approved of or appraised by others for whatever it is that you've done that has been successful and noteworthy by other people. So the challenge you face here, we have the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse, it could be that this energy is making you feel, even though there's a successful energy of having accomplished something, there could be something a little bit destabilizing about that. The Emperor represents foundations, it represents stability. In this situation though, the Emperor could actually represent a person. So it could be that there's a person here that's actually challenging you. It could be that this person here might be, I'm picking up on an energy of this person feeling a little threatened or even jealous of your accomplishment and of your success. I feel like it's not, for some people this is actually a partner, like your devoted romantic relationship partner. For some of you, I feel that energy in this reading. For someone watching this reading, it could be that you've done something very well and you've become very successful at it. And that could be something which is causing a trigger for the person that you're in relationship with. It could be a sore point for them. It might be making them feel a little insecure or a little jealous or a little like wishing they could also be as successful as you in a specific area. So that's an interesting energy to tune into. That's not for everyone. That's a specific message for someone. For others of you, it could be someone in the workplace. It could be a colleague or even a boss. For some of you, this is your boss feeling a little bit overshadowed by your accomplishment, by your success in a certain area, in a certain field. That's mainly what I'm picking up on there. In the first instance, I was talking about the Emperor feeling a little bit destabilizing, but I actually feel it has more to do with a person. Someone in your environment is challenging you because their energy is not necessarily on board with the rest of your community, with the rest of the workplace, with the rest of the family, in that others are really celebrating your accomplishments and feeling really proud of you and very like giving us an energy of honoring and appreciating what you've done that has become noteworthy, or whatever level of accomplishment you've created that is worthy of that kind of praise. There's a certain individual in your environment that is perhaps feeling a little bit intimidated or jealous of your success. We'll move on now. So in this position here, we have this card represents what resources you can use. Two of Wands here is representing options, right? You have choices to make. I'm gonna jump ahead and look to this rune here and see if there is something in there that will give us a little bit more insight, because there's this feeling here. I feel like this Emperor card has become sort of the center of the reading in some ways. And it might be that this energy of the choice that's required from the Two of Wands is actually in regards to this person. And given that this rune, Hagalaz, it represents stagnation or something destructive, a loss of power. It could be hardship or crisis. And if that's the lesson here, that this rune represents what the spiritual lesson here is in this situation. I kind of feel like for some people, someone watching this reading, this might be a very specific message because it does feel very, very specific. I feel like you are moving forward in a particular way in your life with a sensation of growing into a greater self-empowered, confident person. And that might be really throwing this Emperor off, because they might feel like you're changing so quickly and you're evolving and developing so rapidly that they are feeling disempowered, because maybe this person has had in the past the ability to kind of control you a little bit more than what they do now, because you're growing in the sense of self-love and self-accomplishment. And so I'm seeing the whole energy of this reading now in one way, in a particular way, and that is that your growing self-worth is triggering someone to feel disempowered because they don't have that same energy over you. And the lesson is here for you to understand that loss of power or stagnation or hardship or crisis or any kind of suffering in this specific situation is guiding you towards making a choice towards moving on. That's what I feel in this reading. This card in this position represents what are the hidden forces. And here you have the Six of Cups in reverse. So what that says to me is that your movement forward here, and you are clearly moving forward here, you're making large strides. I feel like there's an accelerated energy in this reading for you. And that could be causing some kind of difficult choice to be made here, because what it's requiring for you to do is to overcome stagnation, overcome sentimentality, overcome nostalgia, overcome attachment, overcome any sense of let me find the right word for that. Because what I'm picking up here with the Six of Cups in reverse is that the partnership that is now under question is one which has had a lot of longevity. There's been a lot of learning and growing together. But at this point, I'm feeling this energy of bifurcation where there's a split. You are rapidly increasing and evolving, and your vibration is shifting at a higher rate than the person that is in this position here of the Emperor in reverse. Never mind about the gender here. This is it's just the energy of an individual who is somehow feeling triggered or exposed. I'm hearing someone's feeling exposed as a result of the point that you're coming to now, where your level of development is accelerating to the point where this person's ability to control and maneuver is being encroached upon by your growing sense of self-worth. And for you, that's obviously a very good thing. You are growing in integrity, you're growing in self-love, you are growing in positivity, in confidence, in a sense of knowing that you're moving in the right direction. You may not necessarily be exactly in the place where you want to be as far as your utter healing process, but you've definitely, I think at this point now, the place that you're in exactly in this moment is something to take note of. It's a specific point where you can acknowledge how far you've come. You have the ability now to stand in the place where you're at and see that you have made a lot of improvements, that you have made a lot of development, that you have achieved quite a bit in terms of your personal and spiritual development, and that you are a very different person. You have changed a lot. And if that is affecting the people around you in a negative way for them, then it could be here that we're seeing this description that shows that it's time to move on. Okay, the Six of Cups in reverse is saying it's not about being attached or nostalgic or sentimental about a soulmate connection. Because just because someone's a soulmate, or just because someone is has been a love, or even the love of your life, it doesn't mean that everything is forever. There's not really any such thing as happily ever after. There's constant work to do. There's constant development and evolving to do. And sometimes there comes a point in relationships where it becomes evident that there could be a closure of a cycle here if individuals have for a period of time, a long period of time perhaps, been evolving at different rates. And if the frequencies of those individuals becomes so different and so variant that they cannot resonate with each other anymore, it's perfectly okay and justified to move forward on your own path, in your own direction, without a sense of it being a loss or a failure. Because you have the Nine of Wands here as well in this potential outcome area, and in this deck it's called integrity. I think that's very significant and important in the energy of this reading, is that what's important here now is for you to do what's right for you. It's for you to continue on your path, in your way, on your journey. And if other people around you are not able to keep that pace, it's no judgment towards them. It's just about the energy that is relevant for you. And of course, whatever we have in our environment becomes part of what's contextual for us. And if there's things in our environment which are debilitating, or which are causing a drag or a loss of momentum, then there are moments to recognize and acknowledge that it could be time to move on and go your own way. And that's what this Two of Wands is saying here in the position of what resources can you use. It's about being clear in your process of decision making, using integrity, using self-love and self-worth, and understanding what's ahead of you and the path that you need to walk. The choices that you need to make are about the way that you choose to operate and embody the karma that you've come into this journey with. And it's yours to walk alone. We're all here on our own path. Sometimes we're able to resonate with people on our path and walk together for a certain time. Sometimes it's a short time, sometimes it's a long time. A soulmate connection doesn't mean forever. It doesn't have to mean forever. It can be a long time. There are cases where people are able to connect with other individuals in human form and have a very long and prosperous journey together, where there is that sensation of support and encouragement and working together, cooperation, collaboration. But as I said, there's moments on that journey where individuals start to vibrate at different frequencies for longer than a certain amount of time, and they cease to be in resonance with each other, then it's definitely okay to move on. So I'm going to close up this reading now, just see if there's anything else here to come through. I do feel like with this, the energy of this room, which is, again, it's called Hagalaz, it represents hail, and it's about, catastrophe or disaster or suffering, a crisis of some kind, or a loss of power. I feel like that is the key part of this reading, is that if you've been moving forward and you are feeling a sense of accomplishment in the journey that you've been on as far as your development, and there is a moment here where the people that are in your environment are not necessarily on board with the frequency that you're moving into, that you've started to embody, and there's a dissonance, and the resonance that was once there is no longer evident, then it could be a clear sign here to take the path forward on your own, perhaps, or moving away from certain energies that are not feeling like a resonance or a support. If something starts to feel debilitating or competitive or lacking in harmony, or if it feels like it's tampering in some way with the process that you're in, then shifting gears here and moving forward with integrity and following the truth that you know to be real in your heart of what's yours to proceed forward with. That's the message of this reading. Okay, my friends, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope there was something in there for you. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.